Hey, TikTok, YouTube, all you internet folks. Clue Man here. So, still not getting any sleep, as you can see by the bags under my eyes. But still want to keep putting out messages here because I'm spinning, man. Um, Not doing well. Um, I've got a mental health appointment today, which is good. And I think anybody that's struggling, as I am, needs to seek help. Um, what I'm struggling with is the fact that Project 2025 is real. Okay, it's a real playbook. It's not just some kind of joke put out by the mainstream media or by Democrats to say, as a political talking point to try to um, get through to Republicans. It's a real thing, and it's tangible. You can read it. It was created by the Heritage Foundation and several um, right wing and extremist right wing and extremist white nationalists and extremist white Christian um, creators as a blueprint on how to turn our country from a representative democracy constitutional republic to a fascist, crypto fascist autocracy run by oligarchs and the billionaire class. And it's a real thing, okay? It's not make believe. You you can get it and read it. It's a tangible thing. Download it and read it and see what they have in store for our country. And only by doing so will you see what's at stake. People are going to suffer. And Trump, he's one person. But here's the deal. He's going into this second presidency completely unchecked. If we don't win the House, he will be completely unchecked. He will have the House and the Senate, and now the House and the Senate are packed full of MAGA, fascist MAGA party, um, Trump sycophants, loyalists, who will do his bidding. And all the people who in the past, even though they have an R after their name, that he appointed, who were the checks and balances, the people that were saying, hey, wait a minute, Mr. President, you can't do that. They all got fired in the first round. And they came out publicly in the second round here to speak against him and talk about how dangerous he is because of some of the things he wanted to do, saying, why can't we just, those guys are protesting, which is their right as Americans. Why can't we just send out the military and shoot them? Well, Mr. President, you can't do that. Just shoot them in the legs, he says. Okay, I don't think people understand what's at stake here. But this is some serious shit. And all you people that just voted for him, you're complicit in this and you don't even realize it because you've been listening to right-wing propaganda and have been brainwashed to think that a second Trump presidency is going to help you in some way. You think prices are high now because rich people are price gouging us? Some of the things that Trump has in store that he's already said publicly he's going to do are going to come to fruition this time because no one will be checking him. There will be no checks and balances. I understand he didn't get a lot accomplished in his last presidency because every time he hired somebody who he thought was a Trump loyalist, and they may have been a Republican, they stood up to him and said, hey, wait a minute, you can't do that. And he said, you're fired. And he hired somebody else. The game plan, Project 2025, wasn't completely finished then. It wasn't drawn up to the point where it could be implemented in full. Now it is. It is a total playbook on how to turn our country from what it was to what it's going to be. And if you are a member of the poor, middle, and working class, nothing about what's coming is going to help you. Nothing. You think, oh, it'll lower prices on stuff. No, his tariffs are going to raise prices on everything. Okay? China's not going to pay those tariffs. Understand, small businesses who are having their stuff built in China are going to pay those tariffs in order to get those goods in, and they're going to pass that cost on to consumers. He's also talking about mass deportations on day one. Immigrants, whether they are documented or undocumented, contribute billions to our economy, not just as consumers, but when they go to work for an employer, unless they're working for like Joe Bob's Construction and he hires two Hondurans off the street and he pays them under the table cash. If they're going to work for Tyson at a meat packing plant, they get assigned an ITIN number through the IRS that forces them to pay taxes. So they are paying into Medicare. They are paying into Social Security. Benefits they will never get if they don't become a citizen of the United States. But they contribute billions of dollars to our economy. He is talking about sending them all home. Who's going to pick up that cost? The money that's coming into the middle class is going to be paying higher taxes. He's going to have to, because the stuff that we pay for, the stuff that we get for what we pay for, I'm telling you, people, you don't even get it. You voted for someone who's going to completely destroy America and your way of life. And he convinced you, because he's such a fucking charlatan snake oil salesman, he convinced you that he's going to better your life. And you bought it. Hook, line, and sinker. Telling you, man, I'm exhausted for fighting this for the last 8 years. And now the fight's just begun. We're starting over. And the fight's going to be harder this time because there's no checks and balances. He has full immunity. The Supreme Court granted his ass immunity for things he does as president in his office, his duties as president. Well, guess what? He's already having his attorneys mitigate and get rid of all his criminal charges, because a sitting president can't be in jail. He can't be found liable or guilty of any fucking crimes. So now we've got to worry about that. He won't be prosecuted for all the crimes he committed, and now he's going to commit new crimes, and he will have total immunity. Do you understand what's going on here, people? I don't think you do. And I don't think you understand what you just voted for. But I'm telling you, it's going to get really bad. Things are going to get really bad in this country. This is a straight up warning from the Clue Man, who fucking knows, because I do research. I'm a disabled veteran. I'm retired. What else do I have to do? I get online and research everything. I don't believe just freaking, tropes and freaking conspiracy theories. I look shit up. I know this video is running long. Well, I hope you watch it to the end. Because listen, our country's doomed unless we start doing something about it right now. And it's going to take everybody in the fight, not just Democrats. You people who call yourself Republicans, who mistakenly went and voted for the fascist MAGA movement, you need to wake up and smell your finger and understand what's at stake here. There's your clues.